Let's talk about a hidden enemy that pretty much everyone with a computer or a phone has to deal with. It's called malware, and honestly, knowing your enemy is the absolute first step in winning the fight, so let's get into it.
Really think about that for a second. What if, right now, there was something inside your machine actively working against you? It sounds like something straight out of a spy movie, right? But this isn't fiction. This is the very real world of malware. So let's pull back the curtain on this invisible threat. What exactly are we talking about when we say malware?
Well, here's the official definition. The name itself is a clue. It's short for malicious software. And the most important word on this slide is intentionally. This isn't some random bug or a system glitch. Nope. This is code that someone, somewhere, wrote with one specific purpose: to cause you and your computer a whole lot of trouble.
Okay, so what's the end game here? What does malware actually want? Well, its motives are all over the map. Sometimes it's just old-fashioned theft. It's after your passwords, your credit card numbers. Other times it's straight-up extortion, holding your precious files hostage until you pay a ransom. It might even hijack your computer's power to do its own dirty work, or just sit there quietly in the background spying on every single thing you do. All right, now that we know the motivation, it's time to meet the culprits. Think of this next part as a kind of most wanted list for the digital world. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery.
And first up, we've got the one everybody's heard of, the OG of malware, the classic virus. It's been around forever, but don't let its age fool you. It's still incredibly dangerous.
So, here's how a virus works. Think of it like a digital parasite. It can't live on its own. It has to attach itself to a clean file, like a document or an app you download. And here's the thing. It just sits there, completely harmless until you do something. The moment you open that infected file, bam! It activates, spreads to other files, and gets to work on its main mission, which is usually to corrupt or just flat out delete your stuff.
Next on our most wanted list is the worm. Now, if a virus is a parasite that needs a ride, a worm is a master infiltrator that travels all by itself.
And this is the critical difference. A worm doesn't need you to click anything. It doesn't need an invitation. It is self-replicating, meaning it can make copies of itself and just burrow through entire networks completely on its own. Some of the most famous worms in history spread to millions of computers in just a few hours, causing absolute chaos by clogging up the internet and crashing systems everywhere they went.
Our third villain is the Trojan. And yeah, its name tells you everything you need to know. It operates just like that giant wooden horse from the ancient myth. It's all about deception.
See, a Trojan pretends to be something you actually want. A free game, a cool photo editor, you name it. You download it, thinking you found something great. You willingly open the gates and let it right into your digital life. But once it's inside, it gets to its real work, opening a secret back door that gives hackers a hidden key to your entire system. And from there, well, they can do whatever they want.
And that brings us to our final villain. And honestly, it might be the most terrifying and financially devastating of them all. Meet the digital extortionist, ransomware. Ransomware has one and only one goal: to make you pay. And it generally comes in two nasty flavors. On one hand, you've got crypto ransomware. This type finds all your personal files, your photos, your documents, everything, and encrypts them, scrambling them into unreadable garbage. On the other hand, you have locker ransomware, which is even more direct. It just completely locks you out of your device. Either way, you get the same result: a terrifying message on your screen demanding money to get your digital life back. So, we've met the bad guys, but how do they actually pull off the heist? How do they get from the internet onto your machine? Let's break down the anatomy of an attack, because it turns out most of them follow the exact same four-step playbook.
It almost always goes down like this. First, you have delivery. The malware has to get to you somehow, usually through a sketchy email, a fake download, or even an old-school infected USB drive. Step 2 is execution. This is the moment of truth, when you click the link or open the file and accidentally run the malicious code. After that comes persistence. The malware digs in, hiding itself deep in your system so it starts up automatically every time you reboot. And finally, step 4, payload activation. The trap is sprung, the files get encrypted, the data gets stolen, the damage is done.
Okay, I know. That all sounds pretty scary and maybe a little hopeless, but it's not. This is not a lost cause, because this last part is the most important part of this whole explainer. It's time to talk about how you fight back. Let's get into your digital self-defense. Look, a really good defense isn't just one thing. It's all about having layers. Your first layer is preventive. This is your front line, things like a firewall and good antivirus software, designed to just stop malware from ever getting in. But if something sneaks past, you need your second layer, detective controls. This is you paying attention, noticing if your computer is suddenly super slow or if you're getting weird pop-ups. And finally, for the worst-case scenario, you need a corrective layer. And the single best tool you have here? A recent backup of all your important files. It's your ultimate undo button.
So what does this look like in practice? These right here are the essential habits, and they really are habits, not just a checklist. Keeping your software updated closes the security holes that hackers are looking for. Using strong, unique passwords makes it harder for them to break in. Backing up your files is your safety net. But you know what? Your most powerful weapon is your own brain. Just taking that extra second to think before you click, that alone can stop an attack in its tracks.
And that's really what it all boils down to. Good cybersecurity isn't just about installing some program and forgetting about it. It's a mindset. It's like locking your front door, but then remembering to check if you left a window wide open. The biggest takeaway here is that the best security tool you'll ever have is your own awareness. Thanks for joining me.